Just doing a Sunday quick wrap up here. So with Lieutenant Michael Murphy, there was a lot of stuff that I came across that was pretty interesting about Operation Red Wings. Now, it's kind of a lot of it, a lot of things that went wrong. For any type of operation, if one thing goes wrong, usually they can still complete the objective, but there was just multiple things that weren't adding up. I mean, for starters, and again, I'm not a Navy SEAL. This is just me reading about protocol and training and whatnot. Marcus Luttrell, in his book, told so much bullshit, for starters. And number two, Naval Special Warfare fucked up royally a lot. For starters, they're on the SEAL Delivery Vehicle Team. That's the little mini submarines that the Navy SEALs. Hey, Antonino, good afternoon, buddy. I am gonna start doing some stuff in some of my experiences, buddy. That'll be kind of fun for you guys. There's a lot of good stories I have. Good times. We won't get into some of the graphic things, but we'll definitely go over some of the stuff, while my time in. I think that would be fun. I think it's been a while since I talked about it. I was back when Red and I were doing the show. We'd talk a little bit here and there. When I was on Stone Sailor's show like 3 years ago, he went over quite a bit of my career, but like when he did that one interview or whatever. But I don't know. Well, I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun to talk about it. I got to dig some pictures out and stuff like that too, and it'll be pretty cool. I'm excited. So, but with the lone survivor incident, you had the SEAL delivery vehicle teams, those little mini submarines that fit on the dry deck of an actual submarine, and the SEALs would hop in those if they were doing some sort of whether they infiltrate or anything like that. A lot of times they use those submarine units and they'll hop out, and what they do is hydroscoping. And basically what they're doing is going along shores of whatever country that we're going to be doing an amphibious assault, and they'll be checking for landmines or underwater mines, anything like that, that could prevent the Navy from transporting. Put a girl on. Psh, man, Daylon King. Sorry, dude, I don't know any girls, fortunately. But so they put a SEAL delivery vehicle team on dry doing land warfare. Now these guys, they're all trained extensively. They do land warfare training and things like that. However, this unit, once they're out of their SEAL qualification training and whatnot, they kind of specialize on whatever else. In Trump we trust. Hey, in Trump we trust indeed. We'll see how things go, man. Hopefully it works out well. I really do. I hope some good changes happen. Make America great again. Do I have a kid? Yes, I do. Multiple. I have multiple children. So thanks for asking. But anyways, land warfare and navigation, you've got a team who's not very familiar with it. It turns out, there was some training and things like that they were supposed to do before they deployed, land warfare wise, navigation, things along that line, and barely passed it. They flew them over for this operation that the Marines already had. The Marines were going to go in. You had the 3-3, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Reg, and the crappy thing about it is the 3-3 were just knocking it out. I mean, they were doing a great job. Did you get kidnapped? No, I've never been kidnapped. I am too ugly and I have no money, so kidnapping me would not benefit anybody, unfortunately. You'd probably be doing some people a favor, But getting them out there and running this operation, you've got 4 guys who have never been on an actual reconnaissance. Can I donate? This dude looks like he definitely gets his cheeks clapped. Oh, wow. God so loved the world, he gave his only son, Jesus Christ, that whoever believeth in him should not perish but have eternal life. Yeah, that could very well be the case. But anyways, doing this, it's got some good bussy. I don't know what that means. Sorry, dude. Bussy. Not sure exactly what that means. Not. These guys, anyways, running this reconnaissance. They send out 2 Chinook helicopters to deploy the 4 Navy SEAL team, which would be Michael Murphy, Marcus Luttrell, Danny Dietz, and Matthew Axelson. And basically, in this situation, in case they had actually hooked a tree after they fast roped down out of the helicopters. You don't believe in Jesus? Sorry for disturbing. No, Jesus was a dude. There's no dispute that Jesus wasn't around, you know? I'm not going to make that statement, but they fast roping out, they actually snagged a tree and disconnected that line, which fell down to the ground. And according to Muhammad Golub, who was the dude that actually helped Marcus Luttrell out, he said that they saw the helicopters flying around. He said that they had seen the helicopters stall. And, you know, helicopters, one thing is when they're dropping off troops or whatnot in a fast-paced manner like that, the more they're in one spot, the more dangerous it is, which they learned from the Black Hawk Down Mogadishu Gothic Serpent incident. You know, so there was that. They found the rope, and all they had to do was track these guys down. You know, and the unfortunate part, you're in a foreign country. These guys didn't know land navigation. This was mountain warfare, which is, you know, a totally different game on its own, and you're fighting against an enemy who knows the turf. You know, they're at a huge disadvantage. You know, and as they were doing their reconnaissance mission, if they identified the guy in this group, you know, that they were supposed to be watching, fact is they were supposed to then radio in, get a hold, and the Marines were actually supposed to fly in and help just take out the issue and take out the problem and service them. However, they did get caught. You know, these goat herders walked up. In the movie and in the book, Marcus Luttrell states that they had a vote whether to kill these guys or to cut them free, which that was all bullshit. The fact is anybody, rules of engagement, you kill a civilian, you kill an unarmed person, you're going to be in Fort Leavenworth, you're going to be doing some prison time. And, you know, like, unfortunately, you know, the movie and Hollywood like to just bump up dumb stuff and do things like that. In real life, there's no way in hell. I mean, because here's the thing. So many people think, well, how would they be able to prove it? Fact of the matter is, murdering civilians looks bad for everybody. It doesn't matter what it does. Your enemies, it gives them more reason and more drive to fight against you. You know, and so you have to look at it from that perspective, that direction. It creates martyrs. It also just makes it look like, see, these evil beings come into our country. They're killing our people who are, you know, innocent people. And, you know, I mean, it's just the whole aspect on that. It's, you know, just bad taste. The fact that the Navy would approve a book that would have that or a film, I think is ridiculous. But, you know, so you have to look at it in those aspects. Another thing that was really crazy reading about it is when they were, after everything went bad, Lieutenant Murphy was dead, killed in action. You had Danny Dietz killed in action. Started doing the search and rescue, search and rescue for everybody on July 28th. They found Luttrell alive on June 28th, sorry. And then on July 2nd, they found Lieutenant Murphy, his body, and Danny Dietz's body. They found Marcus Luttrell alive. And it wasn't until July 10th they found Matthew Axelson. And by the autopsy or whatever, Matthew Axelson had only been dead for about 2 days. So from June 28th all the way up to July 8th, Matthew Axelson was alive. And that's why he was like several miles away from, you know, where the skirmish and it took place when they got in the shootout with those guys. You know, that's freaking tough. I mean, complete badass. It's sad because I always wonder this, you know, thinking about it. If they would have known there's a possibility he's still alive, would they have, you know, tried to look put a better search forth effort or whatnot. But, I mean, it's hard to say. Is it possible they could have saved him? I mean, who knows? But, it's sad. Those guys are all pretty damn tough, though. I mean, Danny Deet's getting shot 13 times before dying. Michael Murphy had 14 bullets in him before he died. I mean, those guys, regardless of whatever the facts of the show and the book, compared to real life reports, you've got Marcus Luttrell stating, there was like 200 guys, around them and everything like that. You have other accounts, 20 to 30 people. Mostly, though, I believe it was, I want to say it was anywhere between about 15 to 20, because there's actual footage from the guys that were in the skirmish with them, who stripped their gear and took all their gear, their rifles, everything like that. And, so many people, they get so pissed off when you call it out. But does war affect a soldier's mind? Yeah, but that's what war, when you're a soldier or a Marine or a sailor, you know what you're signing up for. But, was the one who was leading and sent as per the way to a man's heart by stomach, for why was men trained to leopard crawl? So cursed example, a man is God-given task. I have no clue what that means. But, I mean, being ambushed in the Hindu Kush, people that know the land and the terrain, they're going to have a huge advantage. The other thing is they were a small 4-man team, Marine Corps, it's fire team, not very many people on a reconnaissance. Originally, rather than sending the SEALs, the Marine Corps wanted to send a sniper platoon, to scout it out, because that's what they're trained for and that's what they do. However, they needed helicopters, and the Navy had the assets, the 160th Night Stalkers, who are exceptionally fine pilots. I mean, they're freaking awesome. The only problem was, though, is the Marine Corps couldn't use those unless the Navy was in on it. The Navy wanted to have a piece of the operation, and that's kind of where everything went bad. But, it's an interesting story, guys. The book and the movie were entertaining. There's some good stuff. There's some complete bullshit, but I strongly recommend looking into it more. The YouTube shorts and things like that, that I put out, you don't get as many details as you'd like. However, it's kind of a rabbit hole I climbed down. There's a lot of operations, though, where a lot of things go bad. And this one, unfortunately, it was just bad from the beginning. Yeah, the movie Antonino, the whole, let's vote on killing these people part was bullshit. I mean, Michael Murphy, he was willing to go and get shot out in the open so he could get contact for the quick response force. And, I mean, that just shows you what type of guy he was. And, according to his parents and everybody else that knew him from accounts that I've read, he would do it over and over again. I mean, with a grain of salt, exactly. See, and that's just it too. Like a lot of these gunfights, and when people are engaged in firefights and stuff like that, it is not. I mean, there's some nasty shit people get in when you're in warfare, but like that, where you get shot left and right and stuff along that line. I can imagine the horror of it in real life, but just killing 35 dudes at a time and stuff like that. War out in Afghanistan is completely different than it is, if you're in an urban area. But I don't know. It's interesting to watch. You can just tell when Hollywood steps in, and I know the Navy was promoting and trying to get people, as many people recruited and interested as possible. And I think that's why they've authorized a lot of these guys like Marcus Luttrell and Robert O'Neill and a few of these others who write these books that are just way too much information and context, but to not look bad. If you guys are all interested, another very interesting controversial situation that took place is the Extortion 17 plane that was shot down, or helicopter, excuse me, shot down on the 11th. And it's, I don't know, it's pretty interesting because there's just so many small details that are starting to come out about it, especially with people that were around the area. But it was a very tragic thing. 38 personnel dying. I mean, it's just horrible. But, Anyways, guys, you enjoy your Saturdays, and we'll catch you tomorrow.